intelligent, bro. I mean, my
Oh,
GPA won't show it, but like
oh,
mentally as a person, I'm smart.
oh, Lord.
Oh, you want me to be your Jiraiya or Jiraiya?
Damn!
Hey, man, would you like for me to be your Jiraiya sensei?
Please.
No, not you. You're lost.
God,
You can't be helped.
dude.
Not you, fat Jesus.
Jesus. Nah, man. Sorry, man. You're a lost cause. You're probably you'll end up becoming Nagato.
Yeah, hell yeah, shit. Damn!
Damn. Damn, I got a fart.
Let it rip. Damn, that fool muted his mic.
You damn right I did.
Damn, that's sad. Not
You're
even
I
good
probably
don't.
enough friends to let it
how
rip
do I
in
get
I
front of
in
each
don't.
trouble?
other.
I don't
Wow,
listen. It was
that's
so
sad.
like that fart was so heated. Like my booty sweating now.
Yo.
The hell kind of
What
shit is
the hell
that?
is that shit? Damn,
Probably
hair's all
shitted.
nasty and brown and shit in there.
Oh, oh.
Probably shitted a little bit.
Listen.
You can't even trust a fart, Jin. Have you heard that song?
Yeah, many years
No, you
ago.
haven't.
Listen,
Alright,
let's talk about
listen to the sage.
let's talk about some real shit here.
Okay, let's hear it. Spit that.
I'm gonna do my best to speak coherently and not
Mm.
trip over my words.
Yeah, you better not, or else I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna
Listen,
lose all faith.
both of you are young. You have a lot of living left to do. You should never worry about the things you have or don't have right now. Because even greater things will come as you progress through life. There will always be a struggle, but the best part about the struggle is at the end when you reap the reward for overcoming it. And that is what the greatest part, one of the greatest parts of life is the uncertainty. Uncertainty is what makes life interesting, fun, risky, but rewarding. And when you feel like you're down, like you just don't want to go on, uh, it's only a bad day, not a bad life. Thank you.
Damn, yo. That was good as
I love
fuck.
you, bro. You're
Damn,
the
dude, I'm
best.
not gonna lie. I just got
You
like,
saved me. You
I
saved
just felt
me.
like I watched like one of those motivating videos. Like, damn, dude.
That's what you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
do, Jin. You should just make videos on the internet and try to inspire people, bro, and just make money off that.
Then you'll read the comments. What's this fucker know?
And then you have to
The
start
hell, where'd
bringing
this
me
fool
tea.
come from? No. I'm just speaking from experience, man. I won't ever profess to say that it's been easy for me because it's not. It hasn't. At first, I come from a working class family, like I'm sure the both of you do, and especially being a minority, it's already tough. You already got it tough because right now in society, the power is shifting. More blacks, Mexicans, Asians, especially uh, Eastern Indians, Asians, other Asians, they're taking all the positions of power because they're working just a little bit harder. They're doing just a little bit more to get ahead, and it sucks for what used to exist, which was the white colonialistic. Uh, I'm in charge, and that's the way it's going to be type of society that's going away. And you can even see it especially with women because more women are in power, more women are going to college and getting ahead of men. So uh, I think that, for you guys who, continue to go on in life and make yourself nothing that, even if you don't make it in college, that doesn't make you any less of a person. Whatever you decide to do in life, as long as you do it fulfillingly for yourself, most importantly, And for those that surround you with love, that's all that matters. That's respectable. And I think that's also a big part in a person's life, other than worrying about materialistic things, having the perfect relationship, driving the nicest car, having the biggest house. Those things are great, but they don't make a righteous life. They don't help you cherish what's real, and that's the hard work you put out to get that stuff. Thank you.
Damn. I feel like I'm just like in a trance.
No, I listen. It's good to say it's good for I know I talk a lot of shit, but it's good for you guys to hear this from me being a little older and, being the same heritage, because I never had, I mean, my dad was the only person that I could look up to, because there wasn't that many Hispanic men making it. They were just taking the hard ass oil field jobs, the hard ass, factory jobs. And like I said, that's respectable. They worked hard to provide for their families, but uh, there's no stepping stones there. They weren't able to progress or advance to get up and get those leadership positions. Unlike my dad, who did that. He went to college. He uh, went to trade school, and he made it. Took him a while, but he did it. He persevered through adversity, and he would talk to me like this, and it would be a great thing. I would always be inspired, but the most important thing out of any talk that you receive like this is basically to get up off your ass and go out and do it. And I know, like, a lot of times that I can relate to that, because I get lazy, and I turn into kind of sort of like a Papa Chubby, and that's just how it is. But yeah, you just have to, and I'm sure you guys are doing great things right now. You're learning, you're experiencing, and that's growth. As long as you continue to grow, not seek perfection, but there's always a progress, and you are sharing that progress with your gente, your people, your familia. That is a great thing, because now you're keeping that bloodline of knowledge going, and there's no way that anyone can build a wall between that, because it's just going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Thank you.
Damn. And boy, you wrote this down or what?
No, listen. I'm really struggling to bring out all these this good verbiage, this good word, the good meal, because my brain's not so good no more. But it's always good to share the wealth of knowledge. Today, one man passes away in his sleep.
For using too big of words in sentences.
We like to hope he left an impact in some people's lives. But he looked like he just left the impact in his bed by his weight.
Wow.
No. Yeah, man. One thing I learned from this guy I met once in Vegas, and I really didn't believe it, because I don't believe in this kind of bullshit, but he would say everything, or he did say, everything happens for a reason, right place, right time. And all this had to do was he came out where I was sitting, and he was like, "Hey man, there's a banquet going on in here. My friends didn't show up. You want this pass so you can come in? It's free food, free open bar." And I was like, hell yeah. I was hungry that day. I had just moved to Vegas, and I didn't really have a good job. Well, I had friends, but I didn't have a good job lined up, so I was, pinching pennies. Excuse me. But yeah, he showed up, and we went in there, and it was like some slot game tournament banquet that they were doing to award the winners. But he just so happened to be from San Antonio, Texas, and I was like, dang dude, I live in Texas too. And so we got to talking more, and he was like, he ended up turns out he was this guy that there's a base down in San Antonio, Army base, and he worked there. He designed weapons. He designs weapons for the military, and they pay this fool just a shit ton of money to design weapons, and that's why he was there. And we got to talking, and he was like, yeah, man, I didn't. He said, everything I have is because, of course he spoke biblical, he thanked God, but also that he was just always looking for the opportunity, which is what he meant by right place, right time, things like that. He was hungry. He was always looking for something to get his foot into and be recognized. And that's what I think too, as long as you're always, like I said, working and stuff, progress. You're gonna stumble, you're gonna trip and fall, and that's just a part of life. But you just have to keep getting up and keep your head up, keep your head. Don't let anyone see you looking down, because then that's gonna show a sign of weakness. But yeah.
In a ASMR
Orientation, but I get it, orientation.
affirmations.
For me. No.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Jens Dead Talking today.
Listen, I say this to you guys, and I say it to the students that are here, because your generation, it's
Our fuckheads.
yeah, and you guys are too fucking smart and intelligent to be that way. That's what's crazy about it. And you have to realize that, it's fun to have, good times and party and go out and do all this cool shit right now. But you also have to have a balance between doing the shit necessary to make you greater, besides just the partying, going out, complaining why you don't have the newest iPhone or the newest, Airbook, complaining why you got a 2016 car and not a 2020, shit like that. You gotta
Or
be
2001.
2001, 1996. You gotta, all that shit. I promise you, like, all that shit will come, and that's something I didn't realize until it was too late. And now I have to work a little harder to catch up, and that's why I always tell your guys' group of millennials that all that shit, all that fun you're having now, you can still have it later too. But you have to be willing to work as well to do better for yourself, or else it's gonna be a long, tough road, man. I'd hate to be driving, going up to the slopes one year in Colorado and seeing y'all mofos panhandling somewhere. I'd be like, damn, what I waste my breath for? But
You'd be stopping at the McDonald's.
hell
Hey,
yeah.
Jim.
Hey, can I get my fries with no salt so you make the mofos fresh?
Say, I just go on there. Have.
No, listen, one of the kids I was mentoring in Vegas, before I left, you said McDonald's, and he opened up his own McDonald's. He was gonna flunk out of school, and because he was working at a McDonald's to help his parents out, pay the fucking light bill, pay the rent for that month. And I can respect that. I can respect a kid going out of his way to help his parents survive and thrive. But at the same time, you don't want to see someone give up on their education. You gotta at least help them get their diploma. So his dream was, and believe it or not, it blew my mind too. He was like, you know what, man, I can drop out and I'll just work at McDonald's my whole life, and I'll be all right. It's an easy job. I get paid every week, this and that. And I was like, hey, man, why don't you just do yourself a favor, finish school, start passing, get your diploma, and instead of flipping the burgers rest of your life, find a way to be in that position of saying, hey, keep those burgers on the other side 2 more minutes before you flip them. Being the manager. And so we compromised. He's like, all right, I'll do that. And he ended up graduating. And so his uncle was a pretty wealthy guy. His uncle ended up helping him franchise a McDonald's there in Vegas. And he opened it up, and this fool went to McDonald's University to learn the ways of the Golden Arches. And he opened up his own McDonald's at 20 years old. Opened up his own McDonald's. He's finally starting to see a good turnaround on his investment, and it doesn't mean that you have to do something that society says you need to do to be a good part of society, which is like you need to go get a higher education. You need to go to a big time university and pay a lot of money to get a piece of paper that says, hey, maybe we'll take you, but not really. And so it doesn't. Don't let people not correlate. Don't let people make your life linear, which means them telling you to do everything they want you to do and not being able to speak for yourself. That's another good part of living, like I said, is the risk and the uncertainty of going down your own path and making things happen for yourself. God knows I didn't do that. I was always worried about what others were going to think of me if I didn't do the right thing, or if I played it safe, I would be all right. And look at me. Look at where I ended up, watching 150 kids every year, taking care of 150 kids, which is a pretty nice job. It's a good career. I like to, be a good leader, be a good mentor to them, and just give back for what was given to me. Oh, but that's life. Listen, I can't wait to be in a group of crowds somewhere, or a group of people or a crowded place somewhere, and I see one of you guys speaking about how this great man Jen spoke to you one night. You know what? You know what, sir?
Sage.
Every day I go to Paris, and I sit at this cafe, and I look up, and I hope to see you there.
Wow.
Maybe with the wife and some young ones.
Bastard. Take them Alfred words out of your mouth.
You just, I don't think you understand. Don't actually repay you.
No, man.
Unless you like hookers and a cheap hotel room in Vegas.
No, man. Repay your people, man. Whatever you learn, share it with your people, so that they can fellowship with that knowledge. Don't just go to school to get a degree or certificate. Don't just go into the working field just to work. Always ask, what more can I do to be better, to have your job? Because at the end of the day, the person that's leading you doesn't just want you to be as good as them. They want you to be better, so that you can take that position and start leading the next set of people for the future. And
This side.
huh?
No. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, you should always, doing enough just to get by is not good enough for us, meaning the minority set. You have to do enough. You have to do a lot more to get ahead. And that doesn't mean to step over your competition. What it means is to be better, because that's what future employers are going to look at, as like, damn, this fool, he busted ass. He sucked in COD, but he busted ass in the workforce, and we need that kind of guy or girl here. We need that person here, because they're gonna make us a shit ton of money, and we're gonna pay them well too. So, and that's the best part for you guys, is that you're still young and you still have a lot of time to get to those positions and be like, damn, hell yeah, you know, I got weekends off. I get off early. I'm a salary man. Get paid vacations. The good life.